Hi Pisces, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your November 2020 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. As far as personal readings go, I decided I'm going to take a break from those until sometime next year. So just wanted to let you guys know what was going on with that. As far as what we have in front of us, we have a Celtic Coral spread as always, and I also pulled some Oracle cards and a Mudra card for you guys. So we'll get started with the main spread first. The main situation position, we have the Death card, which is Scorpio energy, and the Five of Pentacles, which is Taurus energy. So on the surface, these are two pretty dark looking cards, right? But at the same time, with this being underneath the Death card, I feel like this is saying for a lot of you, what this is pointing to is an ending to feeling like you're in this energy. So this is your house of communication, Taurus energy. So, for example, if maybe you feel like you haven't spoken with someone for a long time, could just be saying that there could be an end coming to that, where you guys might actually reconcile. Would make sense as far as, especially this being Scorpio energy, and at the time I'm recording this, we're pretty much just starting that Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, and it's going to continue through part of November. But yeah, so that could be what that's pointing to there. And then let me see what else comes to mind with this. And this, for some of you, this might actually occur as early as that full moon in Taurus, because it'll be in those degrees of Taurus, and that'll be at the very end of October on Halloween, pretty much. So keep an eye out for that. Could be early, that early for some of you. Maybe for others of you, it might take a little longer into Scorpio season, and that could be why we're seeing a card there. But yeah, for the majority of you, I see this as you guys will actually be coming out of this energy and possibly reconnecting with someone. Or even if you've just been going through a rough patch together where, it's not that you need to reconcile, but maybe you guys just have been having some hard times. It looks like those could be coming to an end for you as well. The only thing I would say is, as far as given that the third house also represents, taking short distance trips, and we will have a retrograde, just be careful, especially around the time of that full moon in Taurus that we just talked about on Halloween. So, just take precaution there. But for the majority of you, I think this is just more pointing to you coming out of a cold period with someone in a personal relationship. In the challenger obstacle position, we have the King of Cups, which is Scorpio energy. So again, we see Scorpio again, but this could be you pointing to you guys as well, because you're also water energy. So with this coming up in the challenge position, could just be saying that, there could have been a lack of people opening up around their feelings, because, this is fixed water energy. So sometimes it could be a person can feel deeply, but they might not necessarily express how they feel. So that could have been what the obstacle was in the connection between the two of you. Some of you could actually be dealing with the Scorpio, obviously. That's certainly a possibility, and that could be who you'd be reconnecting with. Let me see if anything else comes to mind with that. That's pretty much all I'm getting there. Alright, in the foundation position, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So this is actually Virgo energy, which for you guys is your opposite sign. And we do see the Knight energy there again. So, we see this guy's on a horse as well, but with this, I feel like this is saying that, what's probably going to end that actual stagnation in the connection between the two of you is one of you's probably going to extend the offer for some communication, possibly even to meet up and discuss something more stable. So for a lot of you, this can be around a romantic connection. But keep in mind, 7th house just represents partnerships as a whole, too. So for some of you, it can be around finances, since we did see that 5 of Pentacles, which could be saying that you might have been going through a bit of a tough time financially, too. But with the Knight of Pentacles, it's just that the main thing is this is a steady offer, but it could be slow moving, too. So you might feel like it took forever for the offer to come around, for example. But that's what I see there. So, for example, let's say this was something from Virgo season, and finally now, we're getting into Scorpio season, and you finally get the offer. So it could be one of those things. Alright, in the past position, we have the Four of Swords. So this is actually Libra energy here. And at the time I'm recording this, this is actually the degrees that we're in. We're in those last degrees of Libra. So it could just be saying that you guys have been healing through this time. So obviously it looks like there definitely could have been a falling out, because of course the Four of Swords comes after the Three of Swords. So, you know, you might have had a falling out with someone recently, and now it's just a matter of waiting to get that back on track. But yeah, it looks like you did actually do some healing. In the present position, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So for some of you, this could just be saying that, you know, the traditional thing where if you have a falling out with someone, you might just put more energy into another area of your life. So you guys just might have been focusing more heavily on your finances, you know, to kind of avoid looking at the situation or having to relive it in your minds for whatever reason. Could just be saying that you had a lot of focus on your career in general as well, though, so it might not have been that. And for some of you, that could have even been where the disconnect came from. You know, you might have just been so focused on finances that your personal relationships might have fell by the wayside in the process. So that's what that could be pointing to there. All right, in the near future position, we have the Star in reverse. So this is actually the major arcana card for Aquarius. So a lot of fixed energy popping up here for one. But with this in reverse, I think you guys might have had this somewhere in your spread last month as well. And getting the same vibe there, where this coming up in reverse shows me that, you know, maybe you're lacking a little faith in the situation. You know, maybe giving up some hope. And the Star card, of course, comes after the Tower card in the major arcana. So that could, again, point to the same situation where you might have had a falling out with someone. And with this coming up in reverse position, could just be saying that you might feel like, you know, it's not going to happen. So that could definitely be emphasizing that this King of Cups coming up in the challenge could just be saying that it could be a delay for some of you, you know, which is to say, okay, for some of you, yes, I do feel like that full moon in Taurus at the very end of October might bring this reconciliation, but for others of you, could just be saying you might have to wait it out a little bit further into Scorpio season before that would happen. All right, in the position of your influence on the situation, a lot of cards came up. We have the Ace of Swords, the King of Pentacles, which is Taurus energy, the Tower, and while we were just saying how this comes after the Tower, and the Eight of Pentacles, which is more Virgo energy. So a couple of repeat energies as far as we see Taurus again and Virgo again. So with the Ace of Swords, usually represents having an insight around something, and I always point out to people that the aces don't necessarily point to someone actually extending an offer or communicating to someone. It's more that something that's in the idea stage. That's to me what that cloud-like thing with the hand coming out represents. It's just an idea. So maybe you have a sudden realization around something, and then it could be, again, could totally be related to finances, as far as we see the Knight down there, the Queen in the present, and then the King in your position. So maybe it could be pointing to you guys possibly having some steady financial growth and success in your career. But for others of you, this can be pointing to, again, the need to communicate with this Taurus energy. And Taurus energy can be a bit stubborn, so maybe there's just been a reluctance to communicate for whatever reason, and it could just be saying that that might lead to a Tower moment. But if that's the case, the good thing about if this is an actual Tower moment that you guys experience is the card immediately after that's the Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles to me represents that getting back to work vibe, you know, like, okay. So if it is related to finances, there's that, right? Could even point to entrepreneurship if you're actually trying to consider going down that path as well. But if anything, keep in mind this being Virgo energy, representing your opposite sign, can point to relationship too, right? So it could just be as simple as that. You know, maybe there's some stubbornness around communicating from either you or them. The communication or lack thereof might cause a Tower moment, but it looks like immediately after that you guys get back to work and start rebuilding. So definitely a positive there. I mean, no one obviously wants to experience a tower moment, but like I said, seeing this right after is one of the better cards you can see that show that, okay, it won't be a long-lived thing. You know, you guys get right back on track. So that's what I'm seeing there. All right. In the environment position, we have the Empress. So this technically isn't Taurus energy, although I do point to it as it's definitely one of the cards that point to Taurus energy because we see the Venus symbolism there, which, you know, Taurus and Libra are both ruled by Venus. And then we see the very earthy atmosphere around her. So that's where the Taurus energy comes into play for me there. But with this in the environment, could just be saying that, you know, there's someone receptive to communicating with you. So, for example, if this is just you really getting stuck in your head around communicating with them, seeing this in the environment position does show that receptivity. But it could be that what's discouraging you from thinking that they're open to this is because the Empress energy, they tend to let things come to them. So, you know, you might just feel like them not pursuing you is a sign of disinterest of some kind, but I feel like it's more that, you know, that's just the energy that they're in typically, where they wait for things to come their way. And it could just be saying with the Venus energy there too, that you could just, if it's pointing to you communicating, it could just be saying that the way you communicate this month might come off well. So that's another positive as far as that goes. There is a slight possibility that this could be pointing to pregnancy as well. So, you know, if you do reconcile with someone, just keep in mind, you know, that's a possibility. So if you don't want that, take precautions in that regard. But yeah, in the hopes or fears position, we have the Hermit. So more Virgo energy here. With this in the hopes position, I feel like this is just you. Yes, perhaps this is around partnerships for you, but more than anything, I feel like this is you just really wanting to make sure you're making the right choice, you know, so you could just be overanalyzing something. So, you know, maybe it's, like I was saying, for some of you, maybe you feel like a bit intimidated to reach out to them because you might feel like they're disinterested. But it could just be that you're putting so much weight and emphasis on what you want to say, you know, so you could just be like really, really thinking about, all right, what's the exact thing that I could say to this person? And it's interesting, putting the card back in the spread, it looks like he's looking down at that star card in reverse. So this could just be saying too that you're hoping to actually get that confidence and that faith back, you know, because you're looking at the fact that, okay, right now I'm losing hope and faith in the situation, but I'm hoping to turn that around, you know, so that could be what this is pointing to for some of you as well. And I do have to say, interestingly enough, at the bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Cups, which is Pisces energy. So could just be saying that you guys are just building up courage to approach someone this month about a relationship. And most likely it'd be someone from your past, given what we're seeing so far overall with the energy, but could be someone new too, I suppose. And maybe the past experience is what's making you a little bit reluctant to do that. But yeah, for a lot of you, I feel like it's just reconnecting. And in the outcome position, we have the Ten of Wands, Queen of Cups in reverse, and Six of Swords in reverse. So this could be pointing to a couple different things. This is Sagittarius energy, which for you guys is your house of career and social status. So again, it could just be saying that you might just have a lot of work. You know, you could be even feeling a bit bogged down with it, but it looks like you're close to the finish line in that regard. So let's say you're working on some big project. Maybe you have it wrapped up by the end of November, right? That's just or maybe even mid-December for some of you, because this represents those degrees of Sagittarius, the last 10 degrees. But, you know, could just be saying that you're working on that. So maybe in the meantime, you just, you know, you're putting off putting the energy into love. But for some of you, I feel like this is more a matter of pointing to you opening up. Because with, I'm just putting it in the upright so we could talk about it. This is the only card in the cup suit where the cup is actually covered up. So, you know, seeing this in reverse could just be saying that you finally do decide to open up and, you know, communicate what you're feeling. And then with that Six of Swords in reverse, to me, that represents, you know, Six of Swords usually represents yes, moving to calmer waters and moving away. So seeing this in reverse to me doesn't necessarily say that there's not going to be calm waters, but more that you're not even, you know, you might have decided that you're not ready to leave the connection behind. So it could still be a bit of limbo for some of you. You know, you might still be distracting yourselves with other things, but looks like you're getting closer at the very least to deciding that you want to open up and communicate to this person and you're not ready to leave the connection behind altogether. All right, so moving on to the oracle cards. First, we have Loyal Heart. There's the artwork, and the number is 35. Okay, it says fidelity, loyalty, devotion. The oracle's message: evidence of loyalty will appear in your life. Others will prove they are faithful to you, and you will in turn commit fully to them. There is a sure and abiding certainty in your heart. Know that Spirit is always loyal to you. No matter the outer circumstances in your life, trust and have faith, for you are eternally loved, always divinely protected, and divinely directed. So to me, that message definitely points to that star card in reverse, where, you know, I feel like it's communicating that same thing where, like I said, I feel like you might have lost some faith and confidence in a connection, but it could just be saying to restore that and have a little bit more trust. The relationship message says your partnerships, friendships, and romantic relationships all have many qualities in common right now. Honest devotion, faithfulness, and a loyal heart are being shown to you. Are you as loyal in return? Now is the time for heartfelt commitments and trusting in divine protection. So yeah, reading that message when it was talking about loyalty, I really don't feel like it would be like a third party thing for you guys. I feel like it's more of, like I said, you could have had a very heavy focus on your finances. And that could be what that Ten of Wands is pointing to, saying that for whatever reason you could be getting close to the end of whatever big thing you've been working on with your job. And then that's going to open you up to, you know, put more energy toward your love lives. So hopefully that resonated with you. All right, and then the prosperity message says your long-term loyalty to your goals is becoming evident in a world of conditions where your aspirations for success assume form and reality. Success is finally taking shape. If you are loyal to your dreams, faithful to your plans while remaining flexible and devoted to serving others, you will be shown proof of your true prosperity. This is a time for a joyful celebration of spirit, your manifesting partner. So interesting message there too, because I did note before that we had the knight there, then we had the queen in the present, and in your position, one of the cards was the king of pentacles. So that could be another indicator, like we were saying, of that steady growth of your finances. And that could even be what the Empress is pointing to as well, to where you finally did get to that point to where you can take some time off, rest to relax, and enjoy the fruits of your labor. So hopefully that resonated with you guys. And next we have Antelope Spirit. It says life is speeding up. There's the artwork and the number is 2. Someone else got this one too. I'm pretty sure it was Cancer. It was either Cancer or Scorpio. So if you're dealing with one of them, or if you have one of those placements in your chart too, check out their reading. But let's see what we got. Okay, it says when Antelope Spirit rushes into your life, you are being reminded of the quickening of your personal evolution as a powerful co-creator. You are being told unequivocally that it's time to get moving, set your intentions, and take action toward making your dreams real. There is an intensity you can feel, and it is important to take advantage of this energy right now. If you have a plan for your career or financial abundance, now is the time to step it up. If you're asking about a relationship, make that first move. Just know that the intentions you have set in motion are coming together at warp speed. Stay alert and keep up. Things are getting interesting when Antelope Spirit calls you to move quickly. So interesting there, because we were just talking about earlier that hesitancy that it feels like you guys might have around approaching someone, like I said, maybe feeling intimidated or just the vibe that they're in making you think that they're not interested. But like I said, I don't necessarily feel that's the case. They seem pretty receptive there. So hopefully that resonated with you. And the second card that came up from that deck for you guys is Dog Spirit. It says being loyal to what you love. There's the artwork, and the number is 19. So another card pointing to loyalty, like the first Oracle deck, so that's interesting, but we'll see what it says. Okay, it says, Dog Spirit appears to remind you that although change is a part of life and all of us are meant to evolve, our love and commitments remain strong. You are loved now and can trust that this higher love is true. Spirit loves you and love has arrived in many forms now, manifesting in the people you surround yourself with, expressed uniquely through them. Dog Spirit also says be true to that which you love, for now is a time of good fortune. Be steady as you recognize that people and things are always transforming. Your heart is loving and true, and Dog Spirit wants you to know that your steadfast commitment to experiencing and expressing love will attract and manifest more love. You deserve all of it. Have faith in Spirit's plan for you. So definitely a pretty positive message there. And then it also, briefly mentioned like the good fortune thing. So this could be around finances for you guys as well. Like we said, staying loyal to your goals. And then again, maybe that's what that Ten of Wands is pointing to, saying that you're close to the finish line in some regards around your career. So hopefully that resonated as well. And then finally, we have a Mudra card for you guys. So the mudra you guys got for this month is Panchamukha mudra. There it is there, and the keyword for it is integration. All right, there's the info on it. Under benefits, it says balances the left and right hemispheres of the brain by affecting the corpus callosum, which acts as a bridge between the two hemispheres, improves coordination and memory retention, benefits the tendons, activates the body's self-healing power. So if that sounds like something you think would be beneficial for you guys, I will put the name of the mudra in the description of the video as always. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.